Welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the book titled Good Luck, Anna Hibiscus. If this book piques your interest, there will be a link in the description box below. Also, be sure to visit my second YouTube channel named See My Power. It's the men's version to this YouTube channel. Help me get this video to 1,000 likes. And as always, don't forget to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.
Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Good Luck, Anna Hibiscus by Atinuke. Illustrated by Lauren Tobia. Narrated by Mutiat Adesalu.
Hamatan Garden. Anna Hibiscus lives in Africa. Amazing Africa. She lives with her mother and her father, her grandmother and her grandfather, her aunties and her uncles, all of her many cousins, and her 2 baby brothers, Double and Trouble. They all live together in a big white house in the middle of a bright and beautiful garden. Anna Hibiscus loves the green of their garden. She loves the red and the yellow flowers that grow in the cool grass. She loves the leafy trees and their big, bright fruit. She loves the birds that sing in the branches and the lizards that run along the roots. Anna Hibiscus thinks that their garden must be the brightest and most beautiful garden in the whole city. Maybe the brightest and most beautiful garden in the whole country. Could it be the brightest and most beautiful garden in the whole of Africa? The rain thinks so. Every single evening it showers the garden. The sun thinks so. Every single day it smiles at the garden. But one morning, Anna Hibiscus woke up and the sun was not smiling through the bedroom window. "Where is the sun?" Anna asked in her croaky morning voice. Chocolate and Angel woke up. "The sun is gone!" Angel cried. Anna and Chocolate and Angel ran to the window to see. Angel was right. The sun had gone, and the sky was not bright blue. It was cloudy brown. Anna Hibiscus looked down at the garden. The green leaves of the trees were brown. The green grass was brown. The red and yellow flowers were brown. "The garden is dead!" Anna Hibiscus opened her mouth and cried. Chocolate and Angel joined her in crying. Louder and louder they cried. Clarity and Joy, the big girl cousins, rushed into the bedroom. "Wetin happen?" they shouted. Anna Hibiscus and Angel and Chocolate were crying too loud to speak. They pointed up to the hazy brown sky. They pointed down to the dusty brown garden. Clarity and Joy smiled and laughed and dried their small cousins' tears. "It's Hamatan time," Clarity said. "You remember?" asked Joy. "Every year is the same thing. One Hamatan wind blows over Sahara Desert. It blows the desert sand all the way down to our own country. And that same sand is now covering the sky and the garden," said Clarity. "The sun is not gone. It is only the sand that is covering it." "Will the rain wash the sand off our garden?" sobbed Anna. "No," said Clarity. "For the next 4 months, we will have no rain, only dusty sand and wind. After that, the rain go fall, the sand go finish, and the sun will shine again." "But before that," announced Joy, "Christmas." Anna Hibiscus and Chocolate and Angel stopped crying. Christmas! Now they remembered the Hamatan. It was always dry and dusty at Christmas time. Suddenly, Anna Hibiscus was happy and excited, because when Christmas time came, she was going to Canada to play in the snow. Anna Hibiscus ran into her parents' room. Double and Trouble were standing up in their cot, looking towards the window. "Christmas!" shouted Anna Hibiscus, clapping her hands. Double Trouble smiled and clapped their hands too. Clapping was their new best thing. Anna went to stand by their cot. She looked out of the window. "But before Christmas," she sighed, "Hamatan. No sun and no rain. Only dry, dusty sand." Luckily for Anna Hibiscus's family, there was a good well in the garden of the big white house. A good well full of clear, cold water. In the dry and thirsty Hamatan months, the water was low, but it never ran dry. Every dry day, Anna Hibiscus drank all the clear, cold water that she wanted. And every dusty, hot evening, she was given 1 bucket of water to wash with. "1 bucket is already a lot of water," said Grandmother. "Be careful." "When I was small, every Hamatan our well dry up," said Grandfather. "We were grateful for 1 cup of water to wash ourselves." Everybody in the big white house was careful, and everybody was grateful. More than this, everybody tried to leave some water in their bucket. Double and Trouble got half a bucket each. The water came up to their necks. Double Trouble sat for a long time in their buckets. It was the only time they were cool. It was the only time they were quiet. Anna Hibiscus stood in the bath with her bucket of water. She poured 1 big cool jug of water over her hot and dusty self. Oh! She wanted to pour more, but she stopped. She soaped and then carefully rinsed herself with 1½ jugfuls of water. She was clean, and there was almost half of the cool water left. Anna Hibiscus got out of the bath. She was hot again already. Chocolate climbed into the bath next. She poured a jugful of water over herself, both before she soaped and afterwards. She too wanted to pour more. She too stopped. They both looked into their bucket. There was half left. Now it was Angel's turn. Angel splashed cool jugfuls of water over herself one after another. More and more she poured. Oh, now she was not only clean, she was cool. Angel looked into her bucket. All the water was gone. Anna and Chocolate looked at Angel. "Come out! Come out!" Benz and Wonderful, their big boy cousins, banged on the door. "Grandfather is waiting for you." "Hurry up! Hurry up!" shouted Clarity and Common Sense. "You are the last ones!" Anna Hibiscus and Chocolate and Angel quickly carried their buckets to the tank in the garden where the well water was stored. Grandmother and Grandfather, aunties and uncles and cousins were waiting. Carefully, Anna and Chocolate tipped the water left in their buckets into the tank. "Good girl," everybody said to Anna Hibiscus. "Well done," they said to Chocolate. Angel started to cry. Grandfather looked into her bucket. It was empty. "Don't cry," he said. "Tomorrow you can try harder, and you will do better." Then Grandfather nodded at the grown-up cousins. Sociable ran to the water tank and grabbed the handle of the pump. Thank God picked up a long hose, and when Grandfather nodded again, Sociable began to pump. Thank God pointed the hose at the mango trees. The whole family held their breath. A stream of clear water sprayed out of the end of the hose. The mango trees were green again. The water sprayed over trees and bushes and grass and flowers. It washed away the sand and gave the plants a long, cool drink. Aunties and uncles admired the hibiscus bushes. Little cousins clapped as the flowers picked up their heads and bloomed again. Grandmother and grandfather nodded as the grass turned gorgeous and green. Anna Hibiscus smiled at her favorite mango tree. The family had saved enough water that day to spray almost all the garden. "We did not go gently with our buckets for nothing," said the aunties and uncles to each other. "We washed ourselves, and we washed the garden." The cousins congratulated one another proudly. And this, thought Anna Hibiscus, is why our garden is the brightest and most beautiful garden in the whole country. Everybody walked around the garden. Anna went to look at the flowers growing by the gate. Through the gate, she saw the girls who sold oranges and plantains to make money for their families. The girls were going home for the night. Anna Hibiscus smiled and waved. "Look!" she shouted, pointing at the flowers. The girls looked at Anna Hibiscus, but they did not smile at her. They did not wave. They frowned. Anna was confused. "Bedtime, Anna," her mother called, and Anna Hibiscus turned away from the gate. But she continued to worry. Why did the gate girls not wave and smile at her? The next morning, Anna Hibiscus ran down to the gate. The air was already hot and dry. The garden was already dusty. The gate girls were there, waiting for early morning customers. Anna Hibiscus shouted, "Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, Concertina. Good morning, Ngozi." The gate girls looked at Anna Hibiscus. They did not smile. They did not say good morning. "Wetin happen?" Anna asked. "What's wrong?" The girls did not answer. They just carried on with their work. Anna Hibiscus saw that their clothes were stained. Their faces were shiny with sweat, and their arms and legs were dirty. Maybe they did not even have 1 cup of water to wash with, like Grandfather did, she thought. The gate girls looked round and saw Anna Hibiscus still waiting there. "Let me tell you, Anna Hibiscus," said Angelina, sounding angry. "Then you can go. There is no more water in this useless Yeye city." "No more water?" asked Anna Hibiscus, thinking of her family's well. "Poor person water finish," snapped Concertina. "Well dry. Tap no run at all, at all." "Old people, small brothers and sisters suffer and die now," said Ngozi. The gate girl stopped speaking. Anna Hibiscus started to cry. "In this your compound, you throw water for ground," said Angelina. The gate girls turned their backs on Anna Hibiscus and went back to their work. They had no time to cry. Anna Hibiscus no longer wondered why they were not her friends. "I did not know," she shouted. Anna ran to grandmother and grandfather on the veranda. She told them about the gate girls and about the poor, thirsty children in the city. Grandfather and grandmother looked serious. They ordered Thank God to pump water and Sociable to carry it to the gate for the poor girls and their families. Then they summoned everybody in the big white house out onto the veranda. "Is this true?" Grandmother and grandfather asked the uncles and aunties. "Poor people are suffering in the city?" The aunties and uncles looked surprised. "It is true that the wells are dry and water has become costly," they said. "Go and ask the gate girls," sobbed Anna. "People in the city are suffering." "It is true," said Sociable. Grandmother and grandfather and Anna's mother and father and all the aunties and uncles and cousins and Anna herself sat silent. "My mango tree is not suffering," Anna Hibiscus said. Everybody nodded. "Because we save water for it every day," said Sweetheart, the smallest girl cousin. "That is why the whole garden is growing green and lovely," Anna's mother smiled. "But outside in the city," Anna went on, "children are not growing lovely. They are suffering because nobody saves them any water." Angel and Sweetheart started to cry. "Anna Hibiscus, what can we do?" said her father. "We do not have enough water for the whole city." "We never even had enough water for the whole garden," said Uncle Tunde. "Did we let that stop us?" said Anna's mother. "No," cried Auntie Grace and Auntie Jolie, and Clarity and Common Sense, and Joy and Benz, and Wonderful and Angel and Chocolate, and Sweetheart and Anna. "We might have enough water for the children of the city," said Uncle Busy Sunday. "Let us try," said Anna's father, sighing. "Agreed," shouted Anna and all of her cousins. "So we have decided," said Grandmother, smiling. Double and Trouble clapped their hands. "Every spare milliliter of water, let us put it in the tank," said Grandfather. "Then we can water the children of the city," shouted Anna. And so it was that Anna Hibiscus's garden became an ordinary garden. The grass disappeared, the flowers died, the bushes wilted, the trees were dry and dusty all Hamatan long. It was no longer the brightest and most beautiful garden in the whole city. But outside the gate, a line of hopeful children grew, with their cups and bottles, red and yellow and green and blue. When Sociable filled them up with water, their smiles were the brightest and most beautiful smiles in the whole city. The brightest and most beautiful smiles in the whole country. And Anna Hibiscus and Chocolate and even Angel learnt to wash using only one jugful of water. In order to see the most beautiful smiles in the whole world, Anna Hibiscus said. Double trouble for Anna Hibiscus. Anna Hibiscus lives in Africa. Amazing Africa. She lives with her whole family, her mother and her father, her grandmother and her grandfather, her uncles and their wives, her aunties and their husbands, all of her cousins, and her own 2 brothers, Double and Trouble. Double and Trouble are boys. Double and Trouble are babies. Double and Trouble are twins. That means trouble. Double trouble. One Hamatan afternoon, All of Anna's family were in the garden. Everybody was hot. Grandmother and grandfather were on the veranda. Small cousins lay on the ground where the grass was gone. Aunties and uncles sat in the shade of wilted bushes. Big cousins were up in the branches among the sagging, dusty leaves. Everybody was too hot to move. Everybody was too hot to speak. Everybody except for Double Trouble. Double and Trouble were crawling around the garden as fast as they could, shouting, "Coco! Coco! Coco!" They were chasing Coco the parrot. They wanted to pull his pretty feathers. Everybody loved Coco's feathers, but nobody had one. "Coco! Coco! Coco!" Double Trouble shouted loud. Coco flew from tree to tree. He always landed high up, where Double and Trouble could not reach him. But still, it annoyed him when Double Trouble sat underneath his branch, shouting and crying, "Coco! Coco! Coco!" All the shouting was beginning to give everybody a big headache. But everybody was too hot to move. Everybody was too hot to speak. "Shh," Miracle said. "If you are good, I will draw you a picture." She drew a parrot in the dust. "Coco! Coco! Coco!" Trouble shouted. Uncle Tunde said, "Trouble, come here. If you are quiet, I will carry you on my shoulders." Trouble sat on Uncle Tunde's shoulders shouting, "Coco! Coco! Coco!" "Stop," said Anna Hibiscus, "and I will sing you a song." But Double and Trouble wanted to sing too. "Coco! Coco! Coco!" they sang loudly. Auntie Jolie called out, "Double! Trouble! If you are quiet, then you can have a sweet." All the cousins looked at Auntie Jolie. She looked back at them. "You can all have one," she said, "tonight after food." Double and Trouble sat on Auntie Jolie's lap, their teeth glued together with sweets, shouting, "Do, do, 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 do." Suddenly, it was not only Coco who was annoyed. Grandfather was annoyed too. "Oya, siesta time," he announced. The whole family heaved a sigh of relief. Siesta meant they could all go inside to their bedrooms, turn on the cold air conditioners, lie down on their cool, soft beds, and close their hot, dusty eyes. Everybody was happy. Everybody except for Double and Trouble. Anna Hibiscus's mother and father carried them kicking and screaming to their cot. "Coco, Coco, Coco!" they shouted. Double and Trouble continued shouting in their cot, while their mother and father pretended to be asleep. They knew if they kept still and quiet, Double Trouble would soon go to sleep too. "Coco, Coco, Coco!" screamed Double Trouble. Anna Hibiscus and Chocolate and Angel were in their bedroom next door. They were trying to sleep. "Be quiet, Double!" shouted Anna. "Be quiet, Trouble!" shouted Chocolate. "We are trying to sleep!" shouted Angel. Benz and Wonderful were in the room next to the girls. The girls' shouting woke them up, and they started to jump on their beds and fight. Clarity and Joy and Common Sense shared the other room next to the boys. "Stop fighting!" they shouted, loud and cross. "We are trying to sleep." Their shouting woke Miracle and Sweetheart, who were sleeping with Auntie Jolie in the room next to the big girls. Miracle and Sweetheart started to cry, and Auntie Jolie had to get up to comfort them. "Shh, shh, shh." She patted them crossly. "Stop shouting," she shouted at the big girl cousins. Then she banged on the boys' door. "You carry on and I will send you to grandfather," she shouted. "Be quiet," she called to Anna and Chocolate and Angel. "Why are you making so much noise?" "Coco, Coco, 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 Coco," Double in Trouble screamed. That was the answer. Auntie Jolie knocked on the door of Anna Hibiscus's parents' bedroom. "Sister, brother, your babies, oh, they are disturbing everybody, oh." By now, Auntie Jolie had woken up the uncles. "Can't you let a man sleep in peace?" they shouted loudly. Grandmother and grandfather came upstairs. They went into Anna Hibiscus's parents' room. In the middle of all that noise, Anna's parents were fast asleep and snoring next to the cot. Grandmother and grandfather picked Double Trouble up under one arm each. Then they went back downstairs to where they took their siesta on a mat under a slow whirring fan. Double in Trouble tried to shout, but grandmother and grandfather looked them in the eye. They tried to wriggle away, but grandmother and grandfather pinned them down with their strong old arms. So Double in Trouble went to sleep. For 2 whole minutes, everybody in the big white house was fast asleep. Then grandmother snored, and grandfather's body jolted. Double in Trouble woke up. "Coco," whispered Double. "Coco," Trouble agreed. They crawled across the floor to the screen door. They tried hard to open that door. First they tried to push it, but that didn't work. Then they tried to pull it, but that did not work either. They tried to reach the handle, but they were too small. They tried to move a chair to reach the handle, but it was too heavy. Finally, Trouble climbed onto Double's back. At last! He could reach the handle. Trouble pulled. The door slid open. Trouble slid with the door off Double's back and onto the floor. Double crawled straight out through the open door and into the garden. Trouble followed him. "Coco! Coco! Coco!" they shouted. Coco was sitting in a mango tree taking his siesta. He opened his eyes and looked down at Double Trouble. He closed his eyes again. They could not reach him up here. Double Trouble looked up at Coco. Then Trouble looked at Double. Trouble climbed onto Double's back. He tried to stand up. He stretched up to the branch. He fell off. Then he saw the sweet jar. Oh, sweeties! Sweeties were better than parrots. Double Trouble worked hard to get the lid off that sweet jar. They tried sucking it. No good. They tried biting it. Ow, hard. They tried shaking it and tipping it upside down and pulling it. Then by chance, they turned it. The lid came off. Double Trouble settled down quietly to eat the sweets. They worked hard at it. They ate them with the wrappers on. They ate them with the wrappers off. They ate them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. They snatched them from each other, wiping their sticky hands on each other's faces and in each other's hair. Coco woke up. All was quiet under the tree. He opened his eyes and looked down. He squawked. Double Trouble were gone, and in their place were 2 monsters, 2 masquerade men, small ones but scary. Coco flew up out of the tree. He flew round and round the house, sounding the alarm the only way he could by squawking, "Coco! Coco! Coco!" Nobody in the house woke up. Nobody except for Anna Hibiscus. She had been dreaming that Double and Trouble were still making noise. "I am trying to sleep," she shouted and sat up. Now she could hear better. It was Coco making noise. Anna got up and looked out of the window. Coco was flying round and round the house. What was wrong? Anna Hibiscus went downstairs. She tiptoed past Grandmother and Grandfather and went out through the open door. There were Double and Trouble. They were eating all the sweets from the sweet jar. Anna ran to take it away from them. "Stop!" Anna Hibiscus shouted in her loudest voice. Anna Hibiscus's shout woke up everybody in the big white house. "What's that?" they all thought. "What's going on?" Anna Hibiscus grabbed the sweet jar and tried to pull it away from Double Trouble. Double Trouble held on to the jar. They were not going to let go. Never. Anna Hibiscus let go of the jar and tried to pull Double Trouble off instead. They were so sticky. Anna Hibiscus got covered in sticky sweet wrappers too. At last, Anna managed to pull the jar away from Double Trouble. She sat down with a bump under the mango tree. Bits of sweets were stuck to her hands and arms and dress. Anna Hibiscus's mother and father and aunties and uncles and cousins came running out into the garden to see what all the noise was about. Only Grandmother and Grandfather were still sleeping. "Anna Hibiscus," her mother gasped. "What have you done?" said Auntie Jolie. "The sweets," Angel cried. "All gone," wailed Wonderful. Anna Hibiscus pointed, but Double Trouble had gone too. They had crawled away after Coco, leaving Anna alone with the empty jar and everybody looking at her. "It was not me," she said. "It was Double Trouble." "Anna Hibiscus," said her mother again. "Double and Trouble are sleeping in their cot," said her father. He had been asleep when Grandmother and Grandfather had taken them out. "You are telling lies," said Auntie Jolie, shaking her head. "I'm blaming other people," said Uncle Tunde, looking stern. "It's not true," said Anna, bursting into tears. But everybody looked at her sticky fingers and arms, and the wrappers stuck to her dress, and everybody was stern and sad. Anna Hibiscus was sent to her room. Then Grandmother and Grandfather woke up and were told the whole story. "Double Trouble are not in their cot," they said. "We brought them down here to sleep with us." "Then where are they?" asked Anna's mother. "They are here," shouted Benz. And there they were, 2 little masquerade men lying under a bush, holding on to their stomachs and feeling very sick. "Anna Hibiscus is not sick," said Miracle. "No," agreed Clarity, "and she does not have a red mouth." "Or a purple one," noticed Chocolate. She did not even have a sticky mouth, said Uncle Tunde. Only sticky hands and dress, wondered Anna's mother. Which does not prove that she was the one eating sweets, said Grandmother firmly. Anna Hibiscus was called back downstairs. She explained how she had tried to pull the jar away from Double Trouble, and then tried to pull Double Trouble away from the jar. That's why I am so sticky with sweets, Anna Hibiscus wept. Oh, Anna Hibiscus! Sorry, oh, sorry, everybody said. Just because it looks like somebody has done something, said Grandfather. It does not mean they did it, said Grandmother. That is why we assume people are innocent. Grandmother and Grandfather looked sternly at everybody, just as everybody had looked sternly at Anna Hibiscus. Everybody said sorry again. It's okay, said Anna, but she did not smile. She went outside and climbed into the mango tree. She did not feel like being with anybody. Then Coco the parrot flew into the tree. He landed on the branch right above Anna. He flapped his wings, and his most beautiful feather fell into Anna's lap. Anna sat still, staring at the feather. Then she smiled her biggest smile and shouted, Everybody, come and look at this! Anna Hibiscus's new clothes. Anna Hibiscus lives in Africa. Amazing Africa. Hot Africa. Dry Africa. But soon, very soon, Anna Hibiscus will fly in an aeroplane over land and overseas to visit Granny Canada, her mother's mother. Yes, Anna Hibiscus is going to Canada. Cold Canada. Anna was wondering about cold when her mother came into her room. Anna Hibiscus, it is time to sort you out for Canada. You will need warm clothes for the cold. Anna Hibiscus looked in her cupboard. There were boobas and rappas. She was not sure that anybody wore boobas and rappas in Canada. There were strappy dresses, but they were for hot weather. Anna spotted 2 dresses Auntie Comfort had sent her from America. They both had long sleeves, and one even had a petticoat. Anna Hibiscus took them out. She was not going to be cold in Canada. Anna Hibiscus's mother looked at the cotton dresses. She looked in the cupboard. She went to find Anna Hibiscus's father. Anna Hibiscus has nothing warm to wear in Canada, she said. What are we going to do? Don't worry. We'll find something, he said. Grandmother and Grandfather and the aunties and uncles and cousins were called to look for warm clothes for Anna Hibiscus. Everybody in the big white house joined in the search. Boxes and bags were pulled out from under beds and off the tops of cupboards. Clothes stuffed into the bottoms of wardrobes were shaken out and examined. That is no good, her mother said. Warm, warm, Uncle Tunde shouted to Auntie Grace. Don't touch my bottom box, Joy shouted at Sweetheart. Those clothes are all too big for Anna Hibiscus anyway. Auntie Jolie said to Miracle, Look, it fits you. Too small for Anna Hibiscus. How cold can it be in Canada? Grandmother shouted when Grandfather held up a long woolen scarf. Do you want to suffocate the child? Anna Hibiscus was glad everybody was finding clothes for her. But in the end, after everybody had finished looking and shouting, there were only 2 long-sleeved cotton dresses laid out on Anna Hibiscus's bed. Grandfather's old scarf, from the time he had fallen into the lagoon and caught a cold, 2 vests, which were too small for wonderful, and some long gray socks, which the aunties used to wear at school. Anna Hibiscus looked at the boys' vests and grandfather's scarf and the old gray school socks and her 2 dresses. She had a miserable feeling. Anna Hibiscus's mother noticed that miserable feeling. She had it too. Anna Hibiscus cannot go to Canada looking like that, she said. I will phone Granny. No, Grandmother said. Don't bother your mother. She will think we cannot look after Anna Hibiscus well, said Grandfather. We have plenty of good warm clothes here in Africa. Where? Anna asked. Grandfather looked at Grandmother. Grandmother looked at the aunties. The aunties looked at each other. I know where there are some new shops selling Oyibo clothes, Clarity said. Grandmother frowned. What is an Oyibo? Sweetheart asked. Somebody like my mother, whispered Anna Hibiscus. Somebody with white skin from abroad. They are good warm clothes, Joy said. Just right for the cold Canadian winter, added Common Sense. You see, said Grandfather. Joy, Clarity, and Common Sense got ready to take Anna Hibiscus shopping. They wore their going-out shoes, their tight cross-no-gutter skirts, and their party blouses. Anna Hibiscus was excited. She was going out with the big girl cousins, alone. Maybe she would get big girl clothes too. Grandmother looked hard at them when they came downstairs. I don't want you coming back with clothes that are not suitable for Anna Hibiscus, she said. She tied her wrapper tighter and looked around for her handbag. I will come with you. Grandmother, said Clarity, the shops are far, the roads are rough. The buses are crowded and shake the body up and down, said Joy. Shopping in the Harmattan heat blows the feet up like balloons, Common Sense added. Grandmother looked even harder at them. Don't tell me what I already know, she said sharply. Somebody needs to keep an eye on you. I will keep an eye on them, Uncle Tunde volunteered. Good, said Grandmother. Then you can take us all in your car. After the girls have changed back into their wrappers. So Grandmother and Anna Hibiscus and Clarity and Common Sense and Joy in boobas and wrappers, together with Benz and Wonderful, who came to look after the car while they were off shopping, and Auntie Jolie, who wanted to be dropped off on the way, all squeezed themselves into Uncle Tunde's car and off they drove. It took a long, hot, bumpy time to get to the shops. When they finally arrived, they were all hot and sweating. The shops were big and fine with sparkling windows showing off expensive Oyibo outfits. Grandmother took a deep breath, adjusted her head tie, and headed towards the first shop. Uncle Tunde, Joy, Clarity, Common Sense, and Anna Hibiscus followed. Inside the shop it was quiet and cold. Grandmother shivered. They looked around for the trader, but they did not see anybody. All Anna could see were rows of clothes with printed labels. Where is the shop trader? Grandmother asked. Why is she not here to do business with us? Does she not want to sell her clothes? Anybody could be carrying them away. At the sound of her voice, a young man with a long, scrawny neck and very shiny Oyibo clothes appeared and sidled towards them over the polished floor. "Can I help you, madame?" he asked. Grandmother stared at him. Then she smiled. "Are you not Dr. Rotimi's son? The one who went to school with my grandson, Sociable? The one who was studying accountancy?" she asked warmly. The young man looked briefly at her well-worn traditional clothes. He became cold and cross. "No, madame," he answered. "I am not." There was a silence. Then Uncle Tunde pointed to Anna Hibiscus and said, "We have come to buy clothes for this child. She is soon to travel overseas and—" "We are not a children's clothes store," the young man interrupted and sidled away. "Let us go," Grandmother said loudly. "This is not a shop for decent, respectful African people." On the street, they all took a deep breath of the hot, spicy, friendly air, and Anna Hibiscus took Grandmother's hand. Grandmother turned towards the next big, fine, cold shop. But as she turned, she saw a different shop on the other side of the road. An old, rickety shack of a shop, crowded with plastic buckets and cups and plates, T-shirts and dresses and rubber shoes, all in shiny plastic packets. The sign above the door read, "You want, we get." The shop trader stood in the doorway, waving her arms and talking loudly to some customers. In front of the shops were tables and chairs, and another woman selling cold drinks and frying black-eyed bean fritters. Grandmother stopped. She looked from the small, hot, rickety shop to the fine, cold ones. She looked down at her hot feet swelling out of her shoes. She made up her mind. "These Oyibo shops are as cold as their countries," she said. "You young ones, carry on. Call me before you buy." Grandmother turned to Anna. "Don't worry, Anna Hibiscus. We will find something nice for you. Go with them," she said. So Anna Hibiscus, Clarity, Joy, Common Sense, and Uncle Tunde left Grandmother sitting at one of the outdoor tables, ordering a cold drink and smelling the akara fritters. They went from shop to shop. They stroked the soft materials when the shop attendants were not looking and gasped at the printed prices. Common Sense shook her head. There was nothing their money could buy. In the window of the last shop, Anna Hibiscus saw a beautiful red suit. The skirt was long and full. The jacket had long sleeves and a big collar. There was even a hat to match. Common Sense read the price label and gasped. It was far too costly. Uncle Tunde could not count that much in his pocket or even in his bank. "Money does not reach," he sighed. Anna Hibiscus tried to be brave. "Don't cry," whispered Clarity. "He's too big anyway." Common Sense sighed. "There is nothing here for us," she said. "Let us go and find Grandmother," said Uncle Tunde. Grandmother was sitting outside You Want, We Get, drinking cold Fanta and talking to the fritter lady and the other customers. She looked at the cousins' faces and Anna's tears and shook her head. "Sit down, oh," she said. "I have a surprise for you." The shop trader brought out many shiny packages. Inside some were long socks in pink and green. Inside others were cardigans, also in pink and green. There were pink girls' vests with frills around the neck and arms. As Anna Hibiscus's tears dried up, Grandmother and the shop trader started to haggle. grandmother demanded happily, "Are you trying to cheat me with that price? I know these clothes have been waiting in your shop to be sold for a long, long time." Just as happily, the shop trader wailed, "You are trying to rob me. I sent my sister's daughter to an Oyibo shop just now to buy those things for you." "Nonsense!" shouted grandmother, enjoying herself. "You want to cheat me. With your prices, I will have to send the child cold overseas. Do you want everybody to think we do not know how to dress our children properly?" "You think I am a fool," the shop woman argued hotly. "Just because I took pity on your granddaughter and found her some clothes. You think I be one cash, madam? I am too poor to put clothes on my own children's backs." "Don't vex me," shrieked grandmother. "Na me, an old woman, trying to clothe her own grandchild." Loud and long they haggled happily until finally they arrived at a price they were both satisfied with. The cousins picked up the parcels and the shop trader counted Uncle Tunde's money. "I see you entered that first shop," she said, and I shook my head. "That Rotimi boy." "You are telling me that was Dr. Rotimi's son?" grandmother demanded. The shop trader nodded. Grandmother sucked her teeth. "The chicken that mistakes itself for a peacock forgets to run from the cooking pot," she said. Standing up, she marched across the road and re-entered the first shop. After a while, she came out smiling. "The chicken realizes its mistake when it is plucked for the pot," she said. Uncle Tunde and the shop trader laughed and laughed. Grandmother had been plucking the feathers of the young man who had pretended to be too fine to know them. Grandmother had thrown him straight into the cooking pot of her hot anger. She did not like people making a fool of her. Anna Hibiscus hid behind her big parcel and giggled. The shop assistant had looked like a chicken with his long neck, even though he had acted like a peacock. At home, Joy laid the pretty cardigans and socks and vests on Anna's bed for everybody to admire. "Come and see," Anna's father shouted. "Our daughter will not go cold in Canada, oh." Anna Hibiscus's mother came to see. She looked at the thin cotton clothes. She knew she would have to text Granny Canada with a long list of warm woolen coats and jumpers and tights and trousers and everything. Anna Hibiscus's mother looked at grandmother's tired face. She could see grandmother's swollen feet. She would not let grandmother know about the text. Oh, no. Anna Hibiscus's mother bent her knee to grandmother. "Thank you, Mama," she said. "I am grateful for what you have done for our daughter today." Grandmother smiled. "Oyibo shops and countries may be cold, but you, my daughter, you are not," she said warmly. Anna Hibiscus looked at them. Some countries were hot and some countries were cold. Some people were hot and some people were cold. But she, Anna Hibiscus, was lucky. Her family was just right. Good luck, Anna Hibiscus. Anna Hibiscus lives in Africa. Amazing Africa. In Africa she was born, and in Africa she has stayed. It is the only place she knows. But soon, Anna Hibiscus is going overseas. She is going to visit her granny in Canada. She is going to see snow. Soon, Anna will say goodbye to everybody in the big white house. For 1 whole month, she will be in a country covered in snow. Anna Hibiscus has been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to see snow, to touch snow, to taste snow. 1 week before she was due to go, Anna Hibiscus was sitting in her favorite mango tree, singing her song about snow. Only 1 more week. Then for a whole month, she would see snow, snow, snow. 1 whole month without her mother and her father, without grandmother and grandfather, without all her aunties and her uncles and her cousins. Could she live without them for a month? A whole month without her brothers. She definitely could not live for 1 whole month without double trouble. Maybe she could get off the plane, hug Granny Canada, see snow, and touch it and taste it, get back on the plane, and come home in time for Christmas with her own family. She did not need a whole month to see snow. Anna Hibiscus needed to talk to somebody about this. Surely nobody thought it was a good idea to send her 1,000,000 miles over the ocean alone to stay in the snow for 1 whole month. She jumped down from the mango tree and ran into the big white house. Inside, she found Grandmother bent over photo albums, waving scissors and glue. Anna ran up to her, but just as she was opening her mouth, Grandmother said, "I cannot answer any questions. I do not want to hear about anything. I am busy. Go elsewhere." Anna Hibiscus closed her mouth. She could hear Grandfather moving about in the next room. Anna Hibiscus opened the door. Grandfather had his head deep in a cupboard looking for something. He moved and everything in the cupboard fell out. Everything, including Grandfather. He sat on the floor surrounded by a mountain of boxes and bags and old clothes. "Can I help you, Grandfather?" asked Anna. "Do I look like I need help?" replied Grandfather crossly. Anna Hibiscus quietly closed the door. She sighed a big sigh. She could hear the sound of sewing machines coming from the bedrooms. That was strange. Normally the aunties sewed downstairs. Anna climbed up the stairs, but when she reached the top, Miracle and Sweetheart were blocking her way. "You are not allowed to disturb them, Anna Hibiscus," Miracle said. "They are all very busy," said Sweetheart. Anna Hibiscus was cross, and she climbed over them anyway. She could hear the voices of the big cousins coming from the big girl's bedroom. "I need to talk to you," shouted Anna Hibiscus, trying to open the door. "What are you doing?" "We are not doing anything," said Angel, peeping round the door. "Only homework," said Chocolate. "For next term," said Clarity. "You don't have to do it," said Wonderful. "Because you won't be there," said Benz. "You can't talk to us now," said Joy. "Because we are too busy," said Common Sense. "Go and play," said Thank God. "Don't bother us anymore," said Sociable. The door shut. Miracle and Sweetheart were looking at her. Anna Hibiscus wanted to cry. She ran downstairs to Uncle Busy Sunday. He was always in the kitchen, and he always had time for her. "Don't run here," shouted Uncle Busy Sunday. "Can't you see I'm busy?" Tears jumped into Anna's eyes. It was not fair. Double and Trouble were banging pots under the table. Why was she not allowed in? Then she saw her mother sitting on the veranda, knitting. "Don't say anything, Anna Hibiscus," her mother said sternly when she heard Anna's footsteps. "I am counting stitches." Anna Hibiscus climbed back into the mango tree and let the tears jump out of both her eyes. She had not even gone to Canada yet, and already she had been forgotten by everybody. But her father and the uncles, they would be home later. They would listen to her. But when the uncles came home, they gathered around Uncle Tunde's laptop. Anna tried to talk to Uncle Tunde, but he ignored her. Anna Hibiscus fell asleep, waiting for her father to come home. She did not wake up when he carried her to bed. When she woke in the morning, he had already gone back to work. Why was he working so much when it was her last week at home? All that long week, Anna Hibiscus sat alone and lonely in the mango tree. Only Coco the parrot kept her company. "Coco? Coco?" he asked softly. "Everybody's forgotten me already," she said, stroking his soft feathers. "Coco, Coco," he replied. It was all that he could say. "I love you too," Anna Hibiscus said. That was what she wanted to say to everybody. Not goodbye for one whole month, but I love you forever. And now nobody would listen, except for Coco. So Anna Hibiscus said it to him over and over again all week. "I love you," she said. That was for grandfather. "I love you," she said. That was for grandmother. "I love you," she said, for her mother. "I love you," she said, for her father. I love you," she said, for double and trouble. "I love you," she said, for Auntie Jolie and Auntie Grace and Uncle Tunde and Uncle Busy Sunday and Uncle Habibi and Clarity and Common Sense and Joy and Benz and Wonderful and Chocolate and Angel and Miracle and Sweetheart and all of her aunties and uncles and cousins. "I love you," she said 1,000,000 times. Coco rubbed his soft feathers on her wet face and croaked. The day before she was going to Canada, Anna Hibiscus heard a voice under the mango tree. "Anna! Anna Hibiscus!" Chocolate sang up. "Grandfather wants to see you." Anna Hibiscus was silent. "Anna," her mother called, "we need you here. Come down." Anna Hibiscus did not move. "Oh yeah, we are all waiting for you," grandmother called softly. Anna Hibiscus peeped out from behind the mango leaves. There were her mother and her father standing on the balcony with Double and Trouble. There were grandmother and grandfather on the veranda with all of the uncles. Her cousins were leaning out of their bedroom windows shouting. Uncle Busy Sunday was hurrying from the kitchen to look for her. The aunties were gathered at the foot of the tree, readying themselves to climb up. When Auntie Jolie reached a thin branch, "Uh-oh," thought Anna, "I'd better go down." Anna Hibiscus followed the aunties into the house. All of her family was smiling at her. Nobody said anything. Then grandfather cleared his throat. "We wish you good luck on your journey, Anna Hibiscus," he said. Uncle Tunde came forward, holding out a brand new digital camera. "This is for you, Anna Hibiscus, from all of your uncles, so that you can take many, many pictures of Canada and show us everything and not forget anything. We ordered it on the internet on my laptop." Anna Hibiscus was too surprised to speak. Grandmother smiled and nodded, and Anna's mother put a soft parcel into Anna's hands. "Don't open it now, Anna Hibiscus. Save it for your first night in Canada," she said. "And just in case you get lonely," said her father, holding out an envelope, "you can buy a phone card to call us anytime, every day if you like, and especially Christmas Day. Here is the money." Anna Hibiscus's eyes opened wide. To think that she would be able to speak to everybody even when she was far away in Canada. She wrapped her arms around her father and cried. He had worked long and hard to give her that money. He dried her tears. Grandmother put a little photo album in her hands. This is so you do not forget who you or your family are when you are in a strange land. There were photos of everybody, including Anna Hibiscus herself. Don't cry again, Anna Hibiscus, said Common Sense. We made something to cheer you up, said Chocolate. Look, said Benz, holding out a book. It was a big book with the words, Good Luck, Anna Hibiscus, written in giant letters across the front. Anna Hibiscus opened the book. There were handwritten stories about Anna selling oranges and singing in the National Stadium with little drawings of Anna and all her family. The cousins had done it all themselves. The second half of the book was blank. For you to write down your new adventures in Canada, said Angel. To read out to us, Miracle added. When you come home, said Joy. Anna Hibiscus smiled a huge smile. Thank you, she said. She could not wait to read her old adventures to Granny Canada and to write down her new ones. She was going to take pictures of snow on her camera to keep forever. She was going to look at photographs of her family and phone home every day. Maybe 1 month was not so long after all. Anna Hibiscus smiled and smiled. That's better, said the aunties. A crying girl cannot wear an outfit like this. And they held out a full red skirt, a little red jacket, and a little red hat. It was exactly like the outfit Anna Hibiscus had seen in the expensive Oyibo shop. But this one was just her size, and the material had red hibiscus flowers printed all over it, and was lined with soft, warm red cloth ready for the Canada cold. Anna Hibiscus stretched out her hand to touch it. Her mouth made an O. Oh yeah, come on, shouted the aunties and uncles and cousins. Let's see you. Anna Hibiscus put on her new outfit. She felt so happy. How could she think that her family had forgotten her? Good luck, Anna Hibiscus, said Grandfather. He held out a suitcase. On it were stickers. GB, France, USA, Soviet Union, India. This was mine when I was a young man, he explained. It is yours now. Travel safely, my granddaughter. But, Grandfather, Anna Hibiscus said, I did not know you had been overseas. I have not, said Grandfather proudly. I have never traveled. But, as a young man, I thought of going to look at other places. So, I bought a suitcase and collected a few stickers. Now, you can take it traveling for me. Thank you, Grandfather, Anna said, taking the suitcase. This was an important job she was going to do for Grandfather, and it was only for 1 month. I have something for you too, Anna Hibiscus, said Uncle Busy Sunday. And he did. He had pots and pots of Anna's favorite food for the family to enjoy together that night. Rice cooked with tomatoes and onions and a lot of chili peppers. Chicken and yam fried in palm oil and a lot of chili peppers. Bean curd cooked in banana leaves and a lot of chili peppers. Strips of smoked fish and a lot of chili peppers. Goat meat and a tomato and onion stew with garlic and a lot of chili peppers. Hot and spicy food to keep out the cold, he said. Oh, thank you, Uncle Busy Sunday, said Anna gratefully. She had heard about foreign food from her father, so tonight she was going to eat a lot, enough to fill her up for the whole month. Anna Hibiscus sighed happily. Double and Trouble put one last pot onto the pile, an empty pot. Snow! They shouted. Everybody clapped and cheered. Bring back snow! They shouted. Anna Hibiscus was silent. A big lump blocked her throat. Everybody had given her something, and she had done nothing for them. Just then, Coco flew in through the open window. He was tired of waiting for Anna Hibiscus in the mango tree. Over their heads he flew. Then he shouted, I love you! I love you! I love you! Anna Hibiscus's whole family opened their mouths in astonishment. They laughed and cried and clapped their hands. Anna Hibiscus's mouth made a very big O. Coco was shouting in her voice, I love you! I love you! I love you! Anna Hibiscus had done something for her family after all. Love. It was the most important thing in the world.
The end.
You have to admit Anna Hibiscus has went on many great adventures. Let me know your favorite adventure of hers in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe.